Jason Chen has begun his life without parole sentence. Jasmine Pace, the victim in this case, went missing in Chattanooga in 2022. After a 9-day search and extensive efforts to find her by her family, her body was found off of Suck Creek Road. It was an 8-day trial in court. Jason Chen was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. Grayson Gordon has more from District Attorney General and lead prosecutor Cody Womp.
District Attorney General and lead prosecutor Cody Womp says from minute one, the DA's office worked with the Chattanooga Police Department to find 22-year-old Jasmine Pace and then prosecute the defendant, Jason Chen.
If you'll think back to when this happened, we were actually doing joint press conferences because we were still looking for Jasmine.
Even though there were questions about the potential for crime scene contamination, Womp says that Jasmine's family searching Chen's apartment by law does not violate any constitutional amendment because they are not government actors. What could be proven is that a magnitude of Jasmine's blood was found in Chen's apartment.
We knew that no matter what, the apartment was a crime scene, and he was the only one that lived there. But certainly the cell phone aspects and the video aspects to this case really caused it to be a story that we could tell the jury, and that's exactly what we did.
The jurors were sequestered and brought in from Davidson County. Womp praises the jury, saying they were engaged and asked the most questions she's seen in a trial.
It was a turning point in the trial when they had stopped taking as many notes because the first 5 days they were writing everything down.
Womp says this is the quickest verdict she's had working as an attorney.
That speaks for the evidence in this case and the significance of what we put together for him.
In the first hours of the trial, Chen's defense attorney Joshua Weiss shocked both Jasmine's family and the prosecution by admitting Chen killed Jasmine in his opening statements. Womp says this shifted the way they tried the case.
We were really going to be methodical about proving identity, proving that it was Jason that did it, proving that it was intentional, going through, making sure we convinced the jury that this is him in this photograph. Well, then they admit to it. So we really we pivoted to only premeditation.
Womp says one of her office's goals is to keep attention on victims, and getting to know Jasmine through the people who knew and loved her was something that she cherishes.
Even though I don't represent anybody, I represent the state of Tennessee and not the victim. It is a real honor to be able to stand up in court and speak on her behalf.
Jason Chen did not testify during the trial or sentencing, leaving some wondering why he killed Jasmine and what exactly happened from late November 22nd into the early morning hours of November 23rd.
There's a lot of unanswered questions that are frustrating. I wanted him to testify so that I could ask him questions that I've been wondering for 2 years now.
The prosecution does not have to prove motive for a first-degree murder conviction, which only took jurors 45 minutes to decide Chen was guilty of. Additionally, Chen will live out the rest of his life in a prison cell without the possibility of parole.
I know that 51 years he'd still be 74. I don't care. I think if you're able to do this when you're 22, you might be able to do it when you're 75 years old. So it means a lot to me to keep him in custody for the rest of his life.
Reporting in Hamilton County, Grayson Gordon, Local 3 News.